Good afternoon on what is a bright, clear and mild day. It is Monday the 17th of January. I'm back in the reading nook with a nice hot cup of tea. And a cat who is not ours. And one last parcel to continue unboxing. So I've already been into this one and I pulled out a couple of things, so I'll show you. Let's just see where I can. There we go. Yeah, so what I pulled out the first time was Unwind, a role-playing game of lost science and elemental magic and enchanted skies, and also available for it. This is from Cozium. It's published by Nocturnal and Biohazard Games. Is Unwind, the Prophecy of the Grand Amplifier campaign sourcebook. Okay, so let's have a look at that. And I have to say, that's not the easiest of text to read, even just looking at it straight off, but let's have a look. So I've really got to basically look over my glasses, so forgive me for that. When a crew of the inexperienced explorer knights is ordered to hunt down a notorious smuggler and recover what he has stolen, they become unwitting proxies in a mysterious conspiracy. As dangerous missions lead to strange discoveries and stranger allies, the characters face forbidding moral dilemmas and must make the ultimate sacrifice if they are to save the kin civilization. The Prophecy of the Grand Amplifier is a setting-spanning campaign that takes new characters from their time as novices at the Explorers Academy through the world-changing events of the Third Incursion. The Guild's greatest heroes to become the Guild's greatest heroes or condemns them to be its darkest villains. The choice is theirs to make. The Grand Amplifier contains more than 50 hours of adventure with detailed guidelines for running the campaign and rich queue system outcome for every encounter. 20 Academy flashbacks with unique character history building outcomes. 18 voyaging encounters suitable for dropping into any Upwind adventure. 105 standalone descriptions of new NPCs, organizations, locations, master caches, relics, ships, crews, creatures, and dangerous foes. That's a lot to pack into a book that size, I will say. I did say. So open up the page and open up the book. So we've got the contents page, another leaf, and then we get into information for the moderator's eyes only, so don't look at this. And we've got a campaign summary there, and more basically going through the 5 chapters of the campaign through to the epilogue, with extra content built into obviously to the sidebars, and then we're going to the prologue. And this presumably is when the characters themselves are at the academy, and then we get into chapter 1, the Eye. The characters receive orders to apprehend a notorious voltage smuggler known as Igor the Under, who stole a shipment of master salvage as its sale was being negotiated between the Delver Society and the Guild. And basically the trail begins in the Skyreach jail and leads the nefarious skyfront of Vault, the battle-scarred hills of Tempest, the bustling gangways of Cliffside, and ultimately to the criminal armada of the Vagabond Fleet. So yeah, grand adventure. And you know, the Upwind is a role-playing game inspired by the Studio Ghibli films, Norska, and what was the other one? Laputa. Norska, Castle in the Sky. Let's have a look. Let's just remind myself, because it does tell you in here. Fingers are a bit chilly, a bit cold. So yeah, Studio Ghibli's Castle in the Sky, Laputa Castle in the Sky, and Norska Valley of the Wind. So you can see that sort of like in the sort of like the type of characters you're suggesting you play, younger heroes, bound by duty and honour, and exploring the world. So we go out. So here they are. That's the characters themselves. And it really, I don't know whether that's the characters and the enemies. I think that's the enemies from the way they look. But there are the characters. There we go. And they travel outwards, and they're going to have adventures and deal with basically lands in the sky which are crumbling there. Weird weather of the under, or at least under one of the islands, and more dealing with the vagabond fleets. You've got a big section on there. So that's chapter 1. Get to chapter 2, the mask. I'm not going to show everything in here because obviously you don't want to spoil it all. But here you now got into the point where you've got a graduation exercise and graduation cruise. See, I'm almost thinking of sort of something akin to, you know, the adventures of Star Trek. You know, when the characters go through the academy and then go on the cadet cruise and that sort of thing. But here it's in a sort of like a steampunk Tesla-inspired world of limitless sky, limitless darkness underneath, and two opposing cultures. Chapter 3, the Helm, that's the third adventure. You get new orders and go down the hole. More of what they find down the hole. And then jailbreak, because obviously they get captured, and it's a common trope, you know, in fantasy adventures. You get captured and you break out and escape and so on, and things like that. And then up the spout, and presumably, yeah, that looks terrifying because they're flying up the spout of a cyclone or tornado. We have that's the end of part 3. Part 4 is the embassy. So you've got an action adventure, and here we go on to a more of a interactive adventure. You know, so there's a death in the family and tracking a killer. So it's a murder mystery. Sort of change of pace between the other parts. Before they go on to the climax in part 5, and then part 5 is the amplifier itself, basically which deals with the key aspect of the setting, what the amplifier is and what it means for the setting. I can't tell you because I've not read that far, but in here I'm just making a couple of assumptions. So here they actually encounter the Grand Amplifier. And basically either turn it on or fight for it, possession of it, and so on. And then we've got an epilogue afterwards. So you've got quite a lot of content here. A big campaign. I say a big campaign, a mini campaign in essence. So you've got plenty of play you're going to get out of this. It's accompanied by, you've got the Academy flashbacks. These are I quite like the idea of that. Essentially, do you remember what it was like when? That time at the Academy, which you can throw at your players, and they get to role play more of some of their characters' backstory and flesh them out at the same time. Because obviously sometimes, you turn up with a character and you don't always have your 4 pages of background pre-written, but with this, you've got the means to develop that and give you ideas about your character that you never had, and that's always fun. Finding out about something that your character didn't know, and then you've got a list of all the contents and so on, the people, places, so general Upwind setting information at the back. So that is the Prophecy of the Grand Amplifier campaign sourcebook for the Upwind. Role-playing game, available for Convecasium, and this will be something I look forward to reviewing in due course, once I've reviewed that, of course. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing of the Nook. If you have, please do click the like button down below. If you've got any comments or feedback, appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings of the Nook, where you will see me out here with a box and a book or game, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a cat who is not ours. a nice hot cup of tea, then please do hit that subscribe button. Thanks again for watching. I'll be back again soon with another unboxing in the Nook. Bye for now.